Hey mama, if you're running on coffee, feeling foggy, exhausted, and already overwhelmed before the day even starts, you're not alone. So many moms are doing all the right things for their health and they still feel tired, frustrated, and confused by all the noise out there. Hi, I'm Jerusha, holistic wellness coach, wife, and mom, and I've been there. I spent years in survival mode, relying on caffeine and willpower, wondering what was wrong with my body, until God showed me something that changed everything. A woman's body isn't broken. It's beautifully designed to thrive. This is where we ditch the world's way of health, cut through the noise, and bust the myths that have kept women stuck and exhausted. Together, we'll uncover simple, life-giving truths about women's health the way God designed it, so you can find clarity, hope, real energy, and confidence for motherhood and the calling God's placed on your life. If you're ready to rise into the health you were created for, you're in the right place. It all starts right now. Welcome to our episode where we are talking about working out from home. As moms, a big challenge that can stand in the way of us finding time to work out is childcare and sometimes money. Working out from home solves both of those, and we're going to talk about it today because I know that while that solves some issues, it creates others too. As moms, sometimes a gym membership cost and childcare can make working out seem like a mountain that's impossible to climb. But if you can do it and you enjoy it and it works for you and your schedule and your time, then amazing. Keep at it, mama. But I am talking to the woman who is feeling like it's not quite working in this season, but you don't want to give up working out. For me, I knew that in the past, I had paid for years of gym memberships that I never used, which was a huge waste of money. And even though sometimes gyms do have childcare, it's usually an extra cost and sometimes they can get overcrowded. Sometimes they have great staff, but sometimes they're just there to make sure that the kids make it out alive when you come to pick them up. Depending on what's available to you, this might look wildly different. So if you have a great resource, then take advantage of it. But gyms are gyms. They're not daycares, they're not preschools, and they're not always the best source of childcare. For me, it just wasn't working with what we had. Not to mention that getting ready, both you and the kids, packing them up in the car, driving to and from a gym, adds a huge time commitment to an already difficult decision to work out. So, working out from home solves all of that. I know many of you will have objections or be wondering, how do I really make that happen? Sure, working out from home sounds great, but hello, there's a lot of issues that pop up too. So, let's talk about how to make home workouts a success. First up is mindset. Mindset when you're at home is tough. When you go to a gym, you have nothing to do but work out. No distractions. The only thing surrounding you is the gym equipment, and you got to get to it so you can get those babies home and feed them lunch. But at home, there are many distractions, and it's harder to get into a mindset of working out. But the more you do it, the more your brain will register that home is a place you work out. This is similar to working from home. During COVID, a lot of us got experience working from home. I was very thankful during that time that I had already been working from home for about 2 years, and I was already in a really good rhythm of working from home. But I will tell you, when I first made that transition, it was very difficult. My brain was not in the mindset of connecting work with the couch or a desk. It was like you're at home, you're not at work. And it's hard to find momentum. It's hard to find motivation to sit down and do something when your brain feels like it's in a different space. But here's what I will tell you. I needed to get paid. And so I had to make a rhythm and intentionality, and I had to sit down and do the dang thing. And the more I did, the more my brain has associated work with home. And over time, it got easier. It wasn't such a battle and a fight, and it didn't create so much fatigue to get my brain to the place of understanding that work and home coexisted. The same is true of working out. If your brain has an association of working out with the gym and now you're at home, it's going to be a little bit harder at first. But like we talked about, your brain will create those pathways, those super highways that are created from repetition, consistency over and over and over. And you have consistently not worked out from home. But when that changes, your brain's superhighways, those pathways of this is where we go, this is where we travel, this is what we know, this is how we operate, that will start to change. And you will start to see home as a place of working out. So I know it's not easy in the beginning, and there's really nothing that can take that away except to know that if you stick with it, it will get easier. So the first issue is mindset. The second issue are the needs. If you look around, the needs will be piling up everywhere. You have to ignore the needs. Ignore the laundry, ignore the floors, ignore the dishes, all of it. Just cover your ears and your eyes and la 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 and get yourself into a workout. The thing is that it will all be there later. These things are all sand. If you didn't go back and listen to episode 63, I talked about the mindset and scheduling, finding time, and how all the little chores that add up in our life, those are sand. And working out is your rock, mama. You just have to fit it into your schedule first. All the chores and the needs, they will still be there later. But if you miss the opportunity to work out, then that chance is gone for today. So you just have to ignore the needs and you have to work out anyway. And you got to be okay with just scooting the laundry over out of your way, making space and say, I'm going to work out now and I'll figure that out later. Because when you put the rocks first, the sand will fit into all the little cracks and it'll all get worked out in the end. Number 3 is let kids be kids with boundaries. The other obvious issue of working out from home is that your kids are there. And I'm sure you're thinking, does this really solve the issue of childcare because nobody's watching out for my kids? Well, I'm trying to focus on me. But here's the thing. My kids are immediately drawn to my workout zone. Why? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's the fact that the TV is on and that's what I'm looking at for my workout, but it's weird to have them sit there and stare at me while I work out. So I tell them they can work out with me or they can go play. Often, my toddler will play around me, building blocks or forts nearby. And I let him as long as he respects a certain space. I know about how much room I need to work out, and so I set those clear boundaries from here to here. This is mama's space. You can play here, you can play here, or you can play here. And I give him options of the space that he is good to play in. I'll also tell him, if you can't respect my space, you'll have to go play in your room instead. This helps him understand that there are boundaries. It helps give me a healthy place to work out and him a healthy place to play. And yes, there will be times, especially in the beginning, where they won't honor that boundary because they don't fully respect it, because you haven't enforced it, because it's new, and they're going to test it out, and you will have to stop your workout to take them into their room while they're now crying and maybe screaming. But as you build consistency, it will get better. They'll start to understand mom working out is a good thing and that's her space, and I can play next to her and this is my space. Also, looking ahead to some of the things that they will probably need or ask for during your workout and getting those ready ahead of time. Maybe you're filling water cups or letting them know what snacks they can find themselves if they need something. Even calling for a bathroom run can be helpful too if your littles need help. I have definitely had to pause a workout to wipe a little butt before, but then I come back and I just keep going. It won't always be perfect, but it will be good. As a mom, you have to be unwavering about your workouts, but flexible with your methods. It's okay if it looks messy because your consistency to show up counts more than your messy. I know that this doesn't totally solve the issue of childcare, but here's the thing. You can create a healthy space in your home with your kids so that they know that this is your space, this is your time, this is healthy, you're committed to it, you're gonna show up again and again. This isn't like a one time thing that you do. This is a space that you create to live healthy. And unlike if you go to the gym and drop them off somewhere else, if they see you work out, they see and understand that working out and taking care of your body is a part of life. They may not need that yet, but one day they will look back and see, hey, mom takes care of her body. I see that. I also need to take care of my body. How can I do that for myself? You are setting a beautiful example in your home, and it takes a little bit of work and a little bit of structure to set that up so that it can be both healthy and productive. But those healthy boundaries are going to be so good for you and so good for the example that you set for them. In addition to some of the challenges of working out from home, let's talk about some of the benefits, okay? Because, mama, there are for sure benefits too. First of all, okay, if you were living that mom life and you have not showered in 3 days, the benefits of working out from home is number one, no shaving. You don't have to worry about how long your pit hair is or your leg hair before you go out and you're presentable to the rest of the world. You also don't have to worry about washing your hair because it's so oily that you couldn't even possibly hide it in a ponytail. The idea of having to shower and then get ready and then go to the gym and then come back and then shower again because you're so sweaty is a little overwhelming. Sometimes you're just like, it's not going to happen. I'm not even going to the gym today because it's too hard. I either have to shower or go to the gym. If you work out from home, you can just do your workout and then shower afterward, mama. It makes life so much easier. Not to mention, if you work out from home, it takes about half the time from having to leave the house. You don't have to get the kids ready. You don't have to drive them there and back. You don't have to worry about packing anybody in the car or if they're dressed or if their hair is brushed or anything like that. You just let them live in their comfort zone and you work in yours. Also, it's mostly free. I know that there are things that you can pay for from home to help you work out, but I am going to give you an amazing free resource so that you can truly work out from home for free. My absolute favorite workout from home resource is called Grow with Jo. You can find her on YouTube, and I will put links down below in the show notes for you to find her as well. She is amazing because, first of all, her workouts are free. Second of all, they're fun. She plays music and it gets you pumping and moving and staying with the beat. So you're motivated to keep up with that level of intensity. And it just feels good. Almost like you're dancing around in your living room, but you're building muscle and doing cardio at the same time. A lot of her workouts are that Tabata style, which I love. It's also super effective. You're doing interval training. And like she often says in some of her videos, you can do anything for 20 seconds. So it might be 20 to 40 seconds of intensity and then 10 or 20 seconds of rest. And then you pick it up with another exercise and continue that interval training. Oftentimes, her videos will say that they work specific areas of your body, but I find that regardless of what workout I do, I almost always leave feeling like I did a full body exercise. So I am doing full body exercise, muscle, cardio, all at the same time. And she told me what to do. Hello. Can we talk about the blessing of not having to decide in advance what you're going to do? It's almost like having a personal trainer in your living room. You just pick the workout you want to do, and she's going to tell you what to do. She's going to keep you on track. She's got the playlist all set for you. You don't have to think about what exercises am I going to do? How long am I going to do them for? What music am I going to play with it? It's all done for you. And as mamas, that is gold all by itself because it reduces the decision fatigue of having to figure any of that out on your own. Also, Jo is a real woman and a mom. I love this about her. She does not have an unrealistic body type, unrealistic expectations, or intensity that just goes above and beyond what you feel like your body is capable of. She's a real person. She often shows her own testimony of losing weight after pregnancy, of doing her own workouts in order to lose weight and build strength and feel amazing in her body. She's very positive and uplifting and real, and she's a Christian. Some of her workout videos are worship-based. She also does have some that go along with pop music. And then she has some that are just upbeat tempos that don't usually have words along with them. So you can really pick what works for you and what you love the most. One thing that I love about her videos is that most of them do not have her talking in them. And this makes it easy for me to play the videos on repeat over and over again. I don't know if you've ever run into this issue, but whenever I've gotten workout videos and they're talking, it might be helpful in the beginning because maybe they're leading you through how to do an exercise properly, and maybe they're counting and they're talking along and you're like, okay, I'm staying motivated. But if you start playing that conversation on repeat over and over and over, it gets really annoying and you almost just want to turn off the sound so that you don't hear someone saying the same thing that you've heard a million times. And because a lot of her videos don't have talking in them, they're so easy to do over and over and over again without getting tired of them. And I really appreciate that. Some of her videos do have sound, so if you like those or appreciate it, those are an option for you too. But she has so much on her YouTube channel that's free. It's really hard to find yourself getting tired of the exercises because there's so much variety. The other nice thing is that her workouts are catered to different levels of ability. So there's beginner, intermediate, and intense workout. So you can choose what level you want to do, and then you can grow and progress as you get stronger. When I was working out super consistently for like 2 years straight and I was doing so good and I had built up so much strength, I actually would get weights and do weights along with the videos. Sometimes I would move just a little bit slower than what she was doing, but it added an extra intensity to the workouts that I already enjoyed. And so they're really easy to customize and grow with all the way from beginning to more intense. Now, if you're wondering, these are the Tabata style workouts that I did for over 2 years. I lost 25 pounds in combination with eating really healthy and helped me feel amazing and build my strength. As moms, oftentimes, if we have not been working out in a long time, our own body weight is enough to help us build the strength that we need to carry us day to day. Doing squats and moving your own body weight is enough to help you build strength. However, I know that there are some women who really love to lift weights. And if you are going to work out from home, but you don't have a home gym, that can be a big hurdle as well. So let's talk about what do you do when you don't have a home gym, but you want to work out like you do. Oftentimes, setting up a home gym can feel really overwhelming. Equipment can feel like it costs thousands of dollars to get started, but it doesn't always have to be that way. My advice to you is to start small with some equipment that you know you can use to be highly effective while you're doing workouts from home. One of the resources that I really love you can find on Amazon, and the brand is called North Deer. I'll put a link down in the show notes for you. But North Deer offers a very unique weightlifting set. It's compact, it has adjustable weights with varying options, and they're easy to store in a small space. This will be a little bit of an investment, sure. There's always going to be some investment if you're going to have home equipment, but it doesn't have to be thousands of dollars. Between a couple and a few $100s, you can get a really nice set at home to help you have some additional strength training and weightlifting available to you in your home space. Ultimately, if you spend the money on weights at home, think of how much money you'll save in the gym as well. It's a worthy investment. Also, pray that God would help you find it. If it's just simply not in your budget, or if what you would like to have is more than your budget will allow right now, pray to God and ask Him for help. I can't tell you how many times we prayed for things that sometimes seemed ridiculous, but I was like, God, we want these things. We don't maybe always need them, but our heart's desire is to have some of these things, Lord. Would you provide them? And let me tell you, God has shown up in incredibly generous ways to provide His kids with things that honestly, sometimes I wondered if He even cared about at all. We have gotten so many things for free or super cheap in ways that we never expected. God helped us get a trampoline for our kids because Lord knows those boys need to get out some energy. He also helped us get a basketball hoop. He's helped us get a treadmill and an elliptical machine. He's also helped us get a riding lawnmower and a wheelbarrow. Okay, those things sound ridiculous. I almost hesitated to even pray for them because I was like, God's got bigger things to worry about. But here's the thing, God cares for you and He wants to provide for you. Look for yard sales. Look on Facebook Marketplace. People buy gym equipment all the time and then choose to get rid of it. And sometimes they just want somebody to carry it off for them. You might find provision in the most surprising ways if you pray for God to show up and help you get there. God cares about you stewarding the body that He gave you. So ask Him for help and then wait for His provision. Sometimes it takes so much longer than we would prefer that it did, but we'll often find that in one season, our prayer is answered when we prayed in another season. Matthew 7:9 says, "Which of you, if your son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will give him a snake? If you then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask Him?" God cares about your needs and He cares about you stewarding the body that He gave you. So ask God in faith and wait for Him to respond to your need. In the meantime, if you feel like you're waiting for that home gym or those weights to be able to lift, rely on home workouts that help you build that deep internal strength like we talked about in the last episode. Sometimes weightlifting, depending on how you're doing it, is usually focused on those bigger muscle groups. But remember that deep muscle building is going to provide so much strength and stability in your life that is so important. And oftentimes those things can come through like Pilates or slow, controlled movements with maybe the help of some smaller weights that are going to help you build really deep, intense muscle that will not only make you a stronger mom, but will really kind of give you that strength that when people actually get to see how strong you are, they'll say like, Wow, you're so much stronger than you look. I wouldn't think that you're that strong just looking at you, not because you have big muscles, but because you have that deep inner strength that is built in sometimes those slow, intentional, repetitive movements instead of just always lifting a lot of weight. So rely on what you have in this season. Pray to God to provide for what you need or want in the next season, and always stay consistent to working out. Mama, I hope that these 3 episodes that we've had on working out have encouraged you and inspired you to get your body moving so that you can benefit from all the ways that exercise will lift you up and build your body. Next week, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about healing your metabolism. And that is going to be a conversation you are not going to want to miss. Until then, be blessed and keep on going. You got this, Mama. Mama, my prayer is that today's episode reminded you that your health matters to God and that caring for your body is part of living out who He created you to be. When we place our hope in Him and lean into His design for women's health, we don't just feel better. We stop guessing, stop striving, and begin moving forward with confidence and purpose. We're not chasing perfection here. We're learning how to live well with wisdom and grace in the bodies God gave us. As you grow in that understanding, you grow in confidence to live in the fullness of who you were created to be. If this conversation left you feeling encouraged and supported in your health, I'd love for you to leave a rating and review. We're not talking about health the way the world does, and your voice helps build this mission of empowering women to steward their health with faith, confidence, and truth. Make sure you're subscribed so we can keep walking this journey together. You're not in this alone. And keep going, Mama. Every small step you take today is leading you toward the healthier, more vibrant life God created you for. I'm cheering you on.